Sound breaks again. Okay, so we're okay. So today we're talking about the SPY VIX strategy. Um, it's a slower strategy. It's not one that encourages a lot of trades. So there's a lot of waiting involved, and because of that, I built a notification system in Discord that will let you know when SPY is very bullish and very bearish, or just bearish or just bullish, and so you can just have Discord read those notifications for you. Okay, I'm also working on setting up either a WhatsApp notification system or a Telegram, depending on which one works better coding wise. And then you guys will be able to subscribe to that so that you get these notifications when you're on the road. So it's really important to understand the strategy because you want to make sure to know when to get into a trade and when not to. Now, we had, if you look at Discord, we had two notifications this morning, and they both worked, but they're just when you take it within the first 30 minutes, they are more risky because things are very choppy. It can turn very quickly. So you really want to wait for SPY to get out of the chop. And that means that you will wait until 10:15, 10:30, sometimes after 11 before it gets out of the chop. Now, it's like anything. When you get into one of these trades, you want to use a stop loss. You want to try to buy at least two contracts, sell one for partial profit at specific points, and then keep a runner until the system tells you to get out. So the idea is here's a system that's going to tell you, when to get in, and then I'm going to tell you how to read it so you know when to get out or when to take partial profits. And you really have to practice to get to know the details, and then you'll have a system that you can try, and if it works for you, then you can really get good at it. This is the primary system that I'm playing. It's a little bit slower. There's a lot more waiting involved, but I wait until Discord tells me to do something, and then I take action. So the idea is at the top we have SPY 2-minute chart, and then at the bottom we have VIX 2 minutes and 1 minute, and they're synchronized so that when I move my mouse around, you can see them where I'm pointing. So you can see here where we opened at 9:30 a.m. We immediately got a call signal on the SPY. We already had a yellow triangle active since basically 9 a.m. this morning. And if you look at that, we already had a blue triangle on VIX 2 minutes and also a VIX 1 minute. So basically, at the open, you already got a signal for SPY very bullish. And if you took that trade, that was about a $200 profit on SPX. Not bad for each contract, but what you want to try and do is get these longer runs so that you can stay in longer. Okay. So now on the 2 minute, these are the primary signals we use, but the 1 minute will give you earlier signals and sometimes noise that goes away. So when you look at the 2 minutes VIX, you get a blue triangle there that started over here on the 1 minute. And then you can see we went to a yellow triangle around here, but in the on the 2 minute, but in the meantime, VIX changed its mind a couple of times, and it went to yellow then blue. So when I see this switch right here, this would be another good entry for continuation. So usually when I have a blue triangle on the 1 minute and 2 minute, and then I get a yellow on 1 minute followed by a blue, and the 2 minute is still on blue, that's a good time to add to your position. Okay. Now, when do you take partial profits? Partial profits I usually take when I get these green triangles. They're better on the 2 minute, but if you're a little bit nervous, you could take them on the 1 minute as well and take partial profits over there. And then obviously if you go up, if you have a yellow triangle, then it would be a red triangle. So the idea is you're trying to get confluence between all these charts before you get in. And the way you want to read it is you want, for puts, you want yellow triangles on VIX 1 and 2 minutes, and you want a blue triangle on SPY. And if you combine that with an actual put signal, that makes it stronger. So you could get in, over there, but then when you get put signal, you can add to it. Now, when you get in, like right at the VWAP below it for put signals, that's good. I mean, it's stronger if you wait for a retest. So here's the VWAP. So you go down, you come and retest it. This would be a stronger place when you can see that it rejects that VWAP before you get in. Now again, if the bottom band is red, it makes it stronger. And if VIX has a green band at the top, again, that makes it for a better play. So the idea is you want to be able to get in on these longer moves. Now, if I go back, I just want to show you what yesterday looked like. So we're going to move back to yesterday. And these are the kinds of days that you really want to wait for with this strategy. Now, you're not going to get them every day, okay? And then those are days where you use other strategies or you play tickers, okay? But these, so let's look at yesterday. So these are really the days you're looking for. So SPY, so we open up at 9:30. You see a ton of represented, by the X's. It's if candles have long wicks. So you can see we came in here, and based on what we said. So here we have a blue triangle
on it.
And when you look at, I don't know why Siri always want to get involved. So you have a blue triangle on SPY, and then at the same time, you have a yellow triangle on the 2 minute, and you have a put signal, and you can see it's also true on the 1 minute. So this, and it's below the VWAP. So if you took this one at 10:02, it worked out pretty well if you got your good entry immediately. But this wasn't ideal. Then you got yellow triangle here, and you're at the VWAP, and there's a lot of chop. Like I say, it would be better to get a retest, and it's not a good entry, but if you took it, you would have had to stop out very quickly. So it's very important to do that. But what makes this a bad entry, why you shouldn't have taken it, is because you didn't get a put, or you didn't get a call signal combined with it. So if you just on SPY, if you only have a yellow triangle, and you don't have the call signal, then it's very weak. So if you're gonna take it, you gotta know that you're getting in early, and that's fine, because sometimes early can make you more money. But so you also got to know that if you get in early, you have to be quicker to stop out when they don't work. Okay. Now here we get another blue triangle. Now for puts, I don't have a red bottom band, so it's weaker. It's not as good. So you could wait for that, but then you also get a green triangle which says, oh, maybe I'm turning. So these are clearly not good signals. Then here at 11:06, you get a yellow triangle, and then on SPY, and you can look at the bottom. This is where 2 minutes on VIX gave me a blue triangle, and I can see on the 1 minute I get a blue triangle as well. I'm here at, so I get this, and I'm approaching the VWAP. So if I take this one, this is not a good place to enter, because when you approach VWAP, you could reject and just go down. You know, we get a call signal, so that makes it good. But this would have been safer to wait, because we go up and then we come down and we retest the VWAP from the top. So now VWAP that was resistance now becomes support. And those are your strongest signals. So if you have something that was resistance becomes support, or something that was support and now resistance, those are really the best places and times to get in. And then, so you have a retest on the VWAP from the top, you have a yellow triangle, you have a call signal, you have a green upper band, you have an EMA cloud that is just turning green, so you're above it. You're also above the 48 EMA. So yeah, all these things that we learn about the EMA cloud. So this is a great spot to get in. And then you just write it up, and then you'll see, if you look at this on the 1 minute chart, so this is where we get in on the VIX 1 minute chart. Then we have a yellow triangle. So you have green, so this could be partial profit. Yellow triangle could be partial profit. Like I said, I prefer to do it on the 2 minute chart. But you know, play with it, see what works for you. But when I get that reiteration on the 1 minute where it was blue, then it goes yellow blue, that is another spot to add to your position. So if you say, hey, when do I add to my position? When that happens, when you have a blue one, you get yellow blue, good spot to add. If you have yellow and then you get on the 1 minute blue yellow, again, good spot to add to your position. And then if you know, all the other rules apply. So if you're below the EMA clouds on the SPY, you know, playing calls is a lower probability play. And you know, when you're above it and you're playing puts, it's a lower probability play. But you know, it worked out here, because you know, sometimes they work out. So you could have taken this one as well, and you could choose not to do that because they're more risky. But if you got in here around 1 o'clock, you had a clear put signal, you had a blue triangle, the lower band was not read until a little bit later, but on the VIX you had a yellow triangle, and then a little bit later we got green upper band, and then on the 1 minute, you know, we had a yellow triangle, and then followed by a little bit of chop there, but then you know, it went down, chopped around at the VWAP. So this one worked out well. I mean, this wasn't an A+ setup, obviously. But then we get around here, and we get another. So we have a yellow triangle on SPY. We have a call signal, but you still have a lot of chop. So you want to see that retest from the top. And you can clearly see it now moving away from VWAP. So that's what you want to wait for. You know, until you can break away from VWAP, you just want to wait, okay? And so when you get this call signal and you have a green upper band, okay, you're above the VWAP, my EMA clouds are turning green. At the bottom, I have VIX 2 minutes clearly rejecting the 48 EMA. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, when something tests the 34-48 EMA cloud and rejects, that's beautiful. And you can clearly see that's what's happening here. If you waited just a little bit, you have a blue triangle there. On the 1 minute, you get the same. You got a reiteration, and look how long this run is. So this was really, honestly, the play of the day. You know, so if you waited until you got this, and you know, remember we said after 2 p.m. you're more likely to get a trend change, but if you, I mean, look at SPY yesterday. So you had a bunch of chop here until 11, but then look how clean it was. You had one call signal, one put signal, call signal, and boom, there you go. You run it to the end of the day. So these are the days you want. You may not always get them, um, but and in the meantime, you can either sit on your hands or you can play a different strategy. Now today, so we have a huge move down on SPY right now, and so you don't want to chase it. Okay, so if you missed it, that's fine. You're just gonna wait for the next one, because like you see yesterday, you waited until after 2, you got a great play, and you could have made literally 500% easily. So that's really what I wanted to cover with you, and I don't want to use up too much of your time because obviously we have some volatility here. I'm gonna wait until SPY settles down a little bit, because as we've seen the last few days, you get this big candle down and then you get a big candle up, and that's not the safe play I want to take. So I want to wait for a clear direction. I mean, you can see some sideways action. You can see some, it's just very choppy. We're constantly at the pre-market low. And maybe I won't get a trade on this today, but also I don't want to be in another bad trade and then miss the good trades here. So basically, I'm waiting for it to tell me SPY is, bullish or bearish, and then I'm going to look at the chart and make sure that it really looks good for me as a human being, and then get into calls or puts, and then over time we'll set up a notification channel as well, so that we can do trade calls as well based on this. And obviously anyone can contribute, but I think this is one of those strategies where it's easier for you to wait for the signals. It's going to tell you when to get in if you do like a text to voice setup on Discord, and you have clear ways where you take partial profit and where you get out. So that makes it a good beginner strategy if you want to, if you've been losing a lot of money and you want to start making them up. Any questions? I'll keep it short today because we might get some real nice action here. Okay, well guys, thanks so much. I will post this video unless someone else has a question.